So I was thinking long and hard about not doing this video. Okay, to be really honest with you guys, because I think that sometimes when a lot of women step out of relationships and they are going through things, whether it's emotionally or mentally, and just trying to regain confidence and love for themselves, and just going through the turmoil of being in a relationship that you expected to work out a certain way, and regardless of the situation as to why it didn't work out, you know, um, just trying to rebuild yourself, find out now what is going to be your new normal. I understand how tumultuous that can be. Okay. And so I want to start off by saying that I definitely understand the toll that it takes on you as a woman, and a lot of the rebuilding that you do have to do. But I wanted to just give my little opinion on this matter as it pertains to both Jeannie Mai and Tia being on the internet showing a cootie cat. Okay? I just wanted to talk about them showing a kitty on the internet. I think that they're in spaces. They're both in very, very public spaces. They were both in very public relationships. Tia and her husband Corey, they were literally on the show Black Love. They talked about it, the ups and downs of relationships, and how you can get through things and what keeps them together. Jeannie Mai and Jeezy, she went on a campaign where Jeannie Mai was the woman who literally spoke to so many other women, and she was the poster of a woman who did not want to have any children. She ended up getting into this relationship with Jeezy, changed her mind, decided to have a child with him, married to him, talked about how she had to learn how to put the dragon away and tame her tongue. And, now when the relationship is not working out, now is when they are deciding to have, quote unquote, privacy, or to not expose certain intricate details of their life. And, the first thing that I want to say is, one, as we don't really know the reasoning behind Tia and Corey's divorce, right? They have never openly spoken about it on either side. But on Jeannie Mai's side, Jeezy did do that long interview with Nia Long, and he alluded to the fact that it was her disrespect that caused the demise of their relationship. And so I'm saying all that to say, he said you were disrespectful, not ugly. Like, nobody said that. Nobody said that you were not attractive women. Nobody ever said that. That was never, a part to play in the conversation. I think that, just again, this is my opinion. People can do whatever it is that they want to do. People heal and move on and evolve in different ways. And maybe they will think that what I'm saying has no merit to it, but this is just my opinion as a woman, right? They're both, again, they have been very public within their relationships, and I think that in stepping out, and the divorce is finalized, and you guys are out here doing your own thing, or whatever the case is, and you are regaining your confidence, or maybe it just feels good for you guys to post the kitty on the internet, and for people to give you the likes and the admiration and the love, and maybe it boosts your ego, and maybe you need that in this time. But I think that it is doing a large injustice to a lot of women who are in spaces and don't know what to go, or don't know how to fix things, or don't know how to evolve in their relationships. And they're looking at you and they're thinking that maybe the only option is, or the best option is, to leave, because look at these women who left their relationships and they're living their best life. I think that it can give a false narrative as to the real trials that you guys have really gone through. And again, this is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. I think that it is important that, as much as you are vocal within the relationship, I think it's important to be extremely vocal about the demise of the relationship. And this does not mean tearing down another person. This means, focusing on or honing in on the part that you had to play within your relationship. the signs, the signals. Maybe there's things that you got into the relationship and you ignored things. Maybe it's, the fact that you definitely could not tame your tongue, and, you are heartbroken of the fact that you're actually not in this relationship anymore, and you want to help other people get through that instead of painting this perfect picture out there that, you just so free and wild and you doing your own thing and you the happiest that you done ever been, and there was no journey and there was no problems and there was no emotions. You just on the other side and you just living and thriving. As much as Tia does talk about, the dating life and, she ain't that weak and what it is of going through and it is not as easy. I think that there's things that we can talk about within the marriage or within the relationship that can, assist other women. Because if you're putting it all out there on display, how you were from before, how you out here, doing this, you done got your sexy back and this and that. It's so interesting because, just from what I see, right, as somebody who's just on the outside looking in, not knowing any of these people personally, what I think is very interesting is that a lot of the things that these women do when they leave the relationship is actually some of the things that probably would have kept the relationship together. I don't know the reasons why these people are not together, but that same confidence, a lot of women, lead with, they had to leave the marriage, leave the relationship to find the confidence. But no man ever has said that. Men prefer a confident wife. Men prefer you to be able to be full in who you are. They don't mind you taking your time for yourself to, have time for self-care and self-love and stuff like that. A lot of women just get into a relationship and cling. And they put themselves at the bottom, for their other person. But he didn't ask you to. Like, they will put themselves last and not take care of themselves. And, now they had kids and they kind of let themselves go. And they're, not dressing up as much as anymore. And now they just kind of turn into this monotonous person. But not because that other person was asking you to do so. It's because that from what I see on the outside, again, I'm just somebody who is, from the outside looking in, just seeing from the Black Love show to the interviews and to all these things, just from what I'm watching. Okay? This is just my opinion. That a lot of these women, they go out here and instead of talking about the things that they've done wrong or anything like that, I think the main focal point is that a lot of these women have trouble with balance, which a lot of women have trouble with balance. Hence why they the most in their drama with their homegirls, because they jump right into a friendship with somebody that they barely know. Tell her all her business, tell them all their business, all their problems and the issues. And when the girl betrays them, they talk about, I can't believe she did that to me. Well, you didn't know her. Balance. This is a stranger. You should meet that person as a stranger. Deal with them accordingly. Not jumping full throttle into something that you know nothing about. This is not, uncommon for women to have trouble with balance. But I think that it can send a signal that you can only be the best version of yourself outside of a relationship. And I personally do not believe that to be true. Personally. A lot of women, they exit a relationship and that's when they get fined. When in actuality, if they had that same confidence that, getting fine while they were in the relationship, if they prioritized the way that their image was and the way that they felt on the inside, i.e. going to therapy even within the relationship, working on their mental health and working on their emotions within the relationship, it would be a reciprocal process where now you are presenting this beautiful canvas to your husband, and he's going to reciprocate the things that you need as well. And again, let me say this for the 1,000,000th time. I do not know the intricate details of either of these situations. Again, Jeezy did lead to a lot more information. Okay, he kind of opened the door and let us in on a lot of, some of the backstory of what was going on between the two of them. However, when I have these conversations, it is more than just me talking about Tia and me talking about Jeannie. It's way deeper than that. I'm talking to the other women who are also a consumer like me, who are watching and observing from the sidelines and who are interpreting things out of this image of you have to leave relationships to be the best version of yourself or to be happy. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you following, Jeannie's lead and you following Tia's lead and you think that that's going to make you happy only to find out that that's where the real misery starts. Because now you're looking around and there's no one there. Now you're finding out that, wait, maybe it wasn't my relationship that was the problem. Maybe it wasn't the dynamic that was the problem. Maybe it was the fact that I needed to work on some things that are deeply rooted. And a lot of women miss this mark because they jump out of the relationship and either jump right into a next one or they jump into the single friend crew and are getting the support of other women, which is only going to inflate your ego, but it's not going to help you grow in the exact way that you actually need to. It's not going to help that inner work. You have to be intentional about that. It takes a lot of intention to not, just end up being these bitter women. I'm not calling these women bitter. I'm saying a lot of women get out of relationships and they become bitter. Now they can't date nobody. They got a problem with everything, everyone. It takes a lot of intention to say, I'm going to do the inner work. I'm going to address the problems that I added to the relationship. I'm going to acknowledge that it is not just one person who was wrong or one person that was the demise of the relationship. It was two parties and we both had a part to play in this relationship. I am not going to sit myself in a seat of being a victim. I'm not going to act like woe is me and, that other person did everything wrong and I was extremely perfect. I'm going to understand that there's things that I need to work on and evolve in. You have to be intentional about that. It's very important. And when I have this conversation, I'm having this conversation like a sister to you. Out of love. Because a lot of women come out the relationship, they jump into the people that's gonna fan their flame, just like posting these pictures just for people to fan your flame. Oh, you this, you that, you that. Oh, girl. Oh, sometimes you need somebody to sit down with you. That's going to be like, okay, but what's going on with you emotionally? How you feel deep inside? What do you think caused that? How do you feel on a daily basis? Are you sad? Are you hiding your emotions? Are you pretending to be okay and you really not? That's okay too. Let's talk about that. Let's expand that thought process. Let's go there. Are you hurt because you are the one that, caused the demise of this relationship? That's okay too, but we have to be honest. Because in honesty is real growth. That's going to help you more than people fanning your flame and telling you what you want to hear. And I think also a lot of people think that when I have these conversations that I have something against the people that I'm talking about. And it's not personal because I don't know them personally. I use this as a space to have deeper conversations with women out here who are listening to me. It's a lot deeper than just, these are just the posters. We're using the posters to have deeper conversations. It's not personal. Again, nobody didn't say y'all was ugly. Nobody said that. Maybe disrespectful, maybe self-centered. Nobody said ugly. And a lot of it seems like, the more that you're posting is the more that you're hiding behind something. This is my opinion, my humble opinion, just my opinion. Again, people work through things in various different ways. Some people are, doing these things again to inflate themselves, to make themselves feel better or whatever. Everybody works through things in different ways. But I'm just saying, from my opinion, there's a lot of people on the outside who are looking up to these women and are just jumping over the fence, thinking that the grass must be greener because these women are painting an image that it is. And I think that it's important for us to dial back. Maybe they're working on books. I don't know. Okay, maybe I'm saying this, but maybe they are working on things that they are going to have these conversations. But I think it's vital to talk about intricate details when you have been so public and so talked about intricate details of your relationship. Because those same people who are supporting you within the relationship, those women are also watching you and saying, man, you know, I'm not really happy. I'm kind of annoyed with my husband too. Maybe I want to be like Tia. Maybe I should just leave my whole relationship behind. Maybe I should just ruin my family. Maybe I graduated from my marriage too. And I think that it can be an injustice. Because maybe the things that Tia went through are very deep in comparison to the little arguments and the spats that you're having with your husband, and you think that's enough. Because again, the grass looks greener. I think we have to be careful about that. This is just my opinion. My opinion. I'd like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.